I'm just going to do a quick demonstration of my BruJoy milk frother. This is what it looks like. It's just a little handheld immersion type blender milk frother. And on the left I'm going to use some almond coconut milk. And you see I used quite a bit. I don't normally use that much, but I just want to show you how well it's going to basically double in size. I just start out with just a little amount usually. Usually I start out with about half that amount, but since I'm not going to mix it with any coffee or anything, I'm going to use that large of amount just to show you what it looks like and how frothy it actually gets. It works really well. So I put this in here, and I'm using a glass container just so you can see. I normally use it in a mug, but for review purposes I'm going to use this glass container. And I just push the button on top, and it starts to foam really quickly. I kind of do like a bouncing motion up and down. And I know I did have a lot in there to begin with, but as you can see, it's starting to increase in size and get really tall into the glass. So I just kind of, a couple times, and you don't have to do it as long as I do it. I do it a lot just because I like it really foamy. And normally I just, like I said, usually put a small amount, maybe about an inch or an inch and a half, in my mug when I'm doing some sort of coffee drink. But since I'm drinking just the almond milk by itself, I just want to drink it a little bit frothy. It's kind of fun. Do a little bouncing up and down motion. Sometimes I bring it out a little bit. Sometimes I do it sideways a little bit. It just depends on how you think that it works the best. You just kind of practice with it a little bit, and you'll get kind of the idea of how it makes froth best for your liking. So that looks fine for me. Then I just push the button, turn it off, shake it. And as you can see, it's pretty frothy. And you can actually, it'll actually get frothier if you keep doing it. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like with 1% milk. I haven't tried it with skim milk, but I'm sure it does pretty similar. And start it with here. And we don't always have 2% milk around, so I haven't tried it yet with the 2%, but I'm sure the 2% would make it even more frothy and thicker. I do know that when I make a coffee drink, I usually use those store-bought creamers sometimes, those liquid ones. I don't really prefer those just because they seem to have a lot of chemicals and a lot of extra sugar, but when I do use those, it does make a really thick froth. And as you can see, this froth seems to be working a little bit better than my almond coconut milk. This to me seems really nice, a nice of a froth for being a 1% milk. So I mean, if you're, for dietary reasons, for trying to have something that's less fat and switch into 1% or even skim, but you want your milk to be a little bit creamier seeming, I would suggest using a milk frother. And I didn't use this for very long, but you can see that is pretty thick. Pretty thick, and I'm sorry I'm glaring you with the camera light, but that is pretty foamy and thick. So that's really nice. You can see the liquid underneath the milk underneath is loose, but the top part is really nice. So the almond milk doesn't do as much of a foam. You probably would want to drink it almost immediately when you do the almond milk. And this is almond milk with coconut milk in it. So for the almond milk, you probably would want to drink it right away or mix it with whatever you're going to do, just because the froth on that does not stay. But the froth on this 1% milk is pretty thick. You can see the difference. This is more of a foamy, like with bubbles in it. And this one right here, the 1% milk, is very thick. I can only imagine how thick it would be with the 2%. So that works really well. I don't have any of the creamer with me right now, but when I have used the creamer, it is very thick. Very nice and very thick, and I use that for when I make a coffee smoothie or some sort of frozen drink. So I'm really pleased with this little gadget here. I've never had one of these before. I've always wanted one. One thing to note, you should not wash this in the dishwasher, and you don't get it wet past this little black part right here. So you just kind of rinse it off each time you use it, and you don't want to get it wet above that little black part, because there is a battery inside, and that's where the motor is, and you don't want to harm that. But this is what it looks like. This has some froth on it. You kind of want to drink that immediately. This froth is still there. As you can see, it's not moving, so that's good. But works really well. It's great for when you want to thicken up your milk a little bit. Let's say you have skim or 1%, or you just want a really nice kind of a milkshake type drink. I really enjoy this little frother. It works really well. I pretty much use it every day. I have not tried it with whipping up eggs or anything like that when cooking, but I'm sure that you could probably use it for cooking if you're wanting to scramble some eggs or something really quickly. I would imagine that would help you. I haven't tried it, but that's something I would like to try sometime. Again, this is the BruJoy milk frother, and I really like it. Thanks for watching. Oh, and I want to mention that this was sent to me for review. These are my honest opinions, and I use this every day, and I think you should try it out if you're looking for one. Thank you.